All right, we're back. I booted. And we start again. And let's see what happens now. Yeah, I was going to look into this one, because this one is actually the one that's going to be built, right? All the rest is just gibberish. Oh, and I just want to know what it is. And at the very bottom, we'll see that's going to be a plasma. So we'll get a plasma with lots of applications, SDDM, as login, Calamaris is there, Carli6 config is there, Yay bin is there. Thinking what's in all these packages. All right, still running strong. That's better. So a proc error reboot, right? Nothing we can do there. You see, it's down the big list. The big list is the packages file. And you see all the K stuff. The K. So, well, yeah. I was just thinking, everything is still named K, but I use the term plasma because that's the next generation. I mean, it's a feeling, you know, you have from years ago that we talked about KDE, and it can't be compared anymore with the KDE experiences you've had like even 1 year ago. Plasma has changed enormously, and even a week ago it has changed so beautifully. Look at this. This used to be rubbish. It did this thing, it was technically in order, but it was not nice to look at. And look at this now. So yeah, things improve on Plasma. So hey, don't take my word for it. Try it out. Don't believe anybody. Make up your own opinion, but don't get stuck in the mud. Change, be there to change your opinions. So, still building. What can we do during a build? Nothing really. Well, let's have a look at our mirror list. Where are these packages coming from? Always interesting to know. Whose computer are we taxating? So, osback.com. It is even strange. We have, of course, lots of beta testers, and one is living in Japan. And even he receives the mirror.osback.com as the fastest computer system in Japan. And you know, I'm living in Belgium, so there is a huge difference in miles. And even though this guy wins, sometimes the Japan server wins as well. But all these packages are coming from here. Mirrorlist etc pacman.d mirrorlist. You need to know it. It's important. And of course, all our ways to improve the mirrorlist are there. With the Ctrl-Alt-W these days, actually, don't forget it, we have a big bad button up here that says Update ArcoLinux Mirrors. And that's basically what he's going to do, is change that file that we just saw and put there the fastest servers. I think 101 or 100 or so servers. So if one fails, the other one kicks in, and the other one kicks in, and so on, till you get your package. Because computers are computers. They go down, they're not synced, there's an error, needs to be rebooted, and so on and so on. Lots of reasons why the server is not up to specs, let's say. Well, it's a lot of stuff to install. So it's a choice of the user, and this user, you can find the URL. It's gone. I did use, I don't know, Chromium. I think it was in Chromium. I can go to my history. Is that? No, I don't know. No, that's from my previous visit to Arch ISO downloads. So recently closed, maybe one tab. No, again. Anyway, it's to be found on, I think it was the Firefox, was it Vivaldi? I don't know anymore. We have time, so I'm gonna look for it on my second screen for you guys. What URL we picked. So there we are. It's a post on ArcoLinux forum, say problem building Carli6, and okay, so we've decided, we've agreed, and that's the best way to do it, to put your data online. I put it, the ISO build, put it there, put it out there, and I just git cloned it. I did just a git clone on my desktop. And we have Carli6, and then we just run it, and we'll see what happens. So it's the error messages that I need, not the ones at the bottom, but somewhere up there, because the script keeps running, and yeah, it keeps of course showing more and more errors. But it's the first error that is important to us. So we need to scroll up and look for any error, and then decide, oh, I made a typo. For example, of course, if the package is git with 1 T and not git with double T, everything halts, everything breaks. It needs to be perfect, 100%. And that's, yeah, you have to learn that. Well, everything is still running quite hard, quite good, quite hard. I have a virtual machine. It's ready. Yes, is it? How shall we call it? Good question. Let's give you a name, my friend. And the friend is Tenro. All right. And the link was Hope Jeff. So I'm gonna call it Hope. Looks like a nice hornet. No, okay, hornet it is. That's a much better name. This is the hornet ISO, guys. So I can prepare everything while it's building. So okay, clone this. This is the hornet. Okay, next, clone. That's cloned. Take a look at my settings these days. You choose whatever you like. These are mine. 50/50, 16, 8. EFI, so not EFI, but BIOS is it now. Processor heeft 8, 4, enable PA, nothing, everything's the same. This is all the way up these days. VBox SVGA, do not enable 3D. We want this either to be this or that. This is not VMware, VMware. It's this or the other one. And everything else I keep off. Storage, audio, no. Well, yes, I keep off, and I don't keep off. In the template, I've already shared a folder. Home, Eric, VBox, shared capital letters. That's been already shared. And if I want to transfer files and folders between my host and my guest, I can. Small script in the alias, and then BashRC you'll find aliases. Small script there that is going to share. And it's simple, it can just move about files from one place to the other. That's quite new. That's from the beginning, let's say, of June 2020. So I'm waiting for an ISO to pop out. That's basically all I need to do. Wait for this to happen. And we'll see. Now, what you should do, have to do, is the fact that you use the knowledge that's out there. And you're using it right now. Carli6 has a way to build an ISO for yourself, right? Or eventually if you want to start a distro. So I'm gonna git pull everything, and to be sure I've got everything from the internet that's up to date. You see, everything is done. Nothing to do, but just to be safe. This is coming from bit.ly/ArcoGetStarted6. These scripts, you can use them, reuse them for your own names. And then Carli6 is this guy, right? So what's different? What did this person make, and what did you change? So that's the point of the video. How to analyze where something goes wrong. Well, melt, Super F5, I keep telling it in every video. Melt, use the power of melt about. I always say this, well, not always, but if I would pay money for Linux, it would be this application. It is really awesome in the way it's time saving and so efficient to figure out, for instance, what's the difference between Carli6, my Carli6, and the Carli6 of somebody else, right? On the desktop, Arch ISO, Carli6, what's the difference? Do I need to read every code and every line and compare with two screens next to each other? No, I don't even want to see the same things, I just want to see the difference. And at this point in time, I'm afraid to say there is no difference. Unless I'm mistaken, the only difference is the work folder, and the work folder is because we're making an ISO. But maybe it's still doing its job because this is, well, heavy. This is heavy. Super C. CPU. Now it's finished. So you get this bar all in yellow because of the fact that it's CPU 100%. But then when it's built and everything is done, you get something out of here, out of a product, an ISO, 2.2 gig, and everything drops. CPU is back to normal. Super C by Conky. I don't need a Conky. Sometimes to quickly check, yes. Otherwise, we don't really need it. Let's see if we find something later on. Let's do a VirtualBox. We are quite curious to see if it's gonna boot up. So choose a disk file. It's on my desktop, an Arch ISO build in Carli6. There is an out folder, and there it is. 2 gigs, 9 o'clock 28 AM. Okay. Double click. Boot. And boot we shall. Let me close the door here, like so. And off we go. So now we have the SDDM. And a wallpaper. Change. There is a new desktop in town. There's a new plasma in town. Hence, right. All right, we have a system. Now Calamares doesn't boot up. Normally it should, right? So maybe something is changed in that regard. I'm not sure. But things always change, so we have to figure it out. We launch Calamares with pkexec. Calamares. Azerty and QWERTY issues. Voila, it is there. It is installed and it has been changed. So this is not mine. And you see the packages, we have lots of lists. Let's have a look. Package selection maybe. Let's see if I changed it or not, if this is changed or not. Belgian. Let's see. Erase disk, no swap, fine. Part with, oh yeah, password is too short. There we go again. Okay. How did I do it? I think I've made, let's see if this works for him. Nah, he's happy. Okay, it is mine. So this is the reason why I say it is mine, right? Yeah, remember, yeah. In ArcoLinux, we make it automatically, so it auto boots up. Here, I don't think we've done that in Carli yet. So here we have just the install system thing. Or pk execute this thing, and all these things do not work, hence I do not show them on our ArcoLinux thing, right? So yeah, I don't know if there's lots of changes, but it seems to work here. Shut down. Let's have a shut down. and see if melt is ready for me now, to see if there are any changes to the fact that to Carli6, right? That is this button. Oh, no, where are you? Carli6. So he still wants to do things here, but closing that up. Now, melt is a bit peculiar in the sense that you need to know, Control Shift Escape, you need to know if melt doesn't stay there. And sometimes people just Super F5, Super F5, Super F5, right? And if it's already launched, it says, okay, one launch is enough, right? Well, no, you can have different melts, that's no problem. But if you don't close it the proper way, and it happens in Tiling Window Manager when you do Super Q and boom, everything is finished, or log out maybe, then it stays in the memory. So remember, just go to the system monitor, Control Shift Escape. On every desktop it's Control Shift Escape. See the melt is there. If melt is there, right mouse click and then kill it. So it's not there, I can just boot up. So comparison, I can actually try to see if the recent one is still there. There it is. So that's the last one. The out and the work is the only difference, which means that there is no difference and it is still working. So let me get the out. So on the desktop, this guy, the out is our ISO. Well, I want to delete it, but I'm not gonna delete it. I'm just gonna move it to the desktop then. Move here. Okay, no problem. And then we're going to Control CU and gonna put it on the desktop. So that's the output. It's waiting here. Okay. So this is gone. This needs to go. Deleting work. And there's actually a nice script for it because the fact that you see access denied and all that. But I'm gonna trash this thing. Empty trash. Let's do that first. Can't delete. So it's a sudo file. Here, cleanup. Let's run the cleanup. And it wants to be sudo, so it can delete stuff. So out and work is gone. And now it makes more sense to go for a Super F5, because out and work are work things. I mean, they are the result of running our script. So folders are no differences. That's the message I want to convey. And that's what you should do. If you start building your own ISOs, you should compare what has Eric, what do I have, what's the difference, and that's how you learn. And you find other Arch ISOs. I'm pretty sure you just Google it, and I would do it like this, GitHub Arch ISO. Nobody's gonna invent a new name, right? So somebody, Adi1090X, made a custom Arch, various Arch Linux based systems. Voila, another way to play with pieces of a puzzle, Lego box, and this guy is going to use LXDM rather than LightDM rather than SSDM, and so on and so on. So Compton Try 1, Polybar, Rofi, etc. Things you recognize in the meantime, but things you might say, oh, what's this? And let's try that, right? So it is a playground, and I hope I can, and that my passion for this way of thinking of this Arch Linux based system comes across, because it's freedom all around. I mean, you can do whatever you want with the system. I give you the knowledge, and it's up to you to see what pieces of every desktop and every element on your operating system you like. Choose wisely, change wisely again, because it never stays the same. Your operating system can always evolve over time, right? That's just one. This is just the first one. I just pressed a button, right? So here again, Arch ISO, somebody else. Maybe more text, maybe less text, maybe wrong things, maybe not updated, right? 7 years ago. It will not work. 100% at this time anymore, because things change, packages change, names change. But even so, you can have a look, and of course remember there's the tool anytime. Let's take past month, right? So we don't see the old systems, blue systems. I don't know what it is. Arch install looks good. Simple Arch Linux install. So people are inventive, are creative, and they can be with Arch Linux. They can be. Try it out, try everything out. It's your time, it's your passion, it's your hobby. 11th update of Arch ISO, 1st of June. Oh, that's fine, sorry. To use a custom Arch ISO, and so on, and so on. There's so much to find out. Don't forget GitHub, that's one thing. There is GitLab, right? Somebody is putting their stuff on GitLab. I see my Discord is back on. Bye. And then there's also Gitbucket. Right, Gitbucket or Bitbucket, that's it, Bitbucket. So, is it Bitbucket? There are more, I just want to say there are more than alternative for GitHub. And you'll find more. GitLab, Gitorious, Chili Project, never heard of it. Bitbucket, that's the one I was looking for. Codeplane, top 3, free, 9, etc. It's just a word, you need to Google it, right? So the GitHub is just a name. But anything Arch ISO related will pop up. Another word that might be interesting to give a result for that is a particular and I think it's just a word that comes up in this one, in Arch Linux. Customize Arch ISO root file system sh. Anybody who has a file like that, right, will have something to say about, there you go, Endeavour OS Arch ISO. You want to build your Endeavour OS Arch ISO? Why not? Follow the tutorials. Ask these guys, not me of course. Ask these guys how to do it, but basically will not be that different than ours, right? Arch root file system. Compare our two Arch ISOs next to each other. See what's different. There are fixed permissions, there are some scripts here, and so on. You can compare how do they build their ISO. How does Architect ISO, again, customize Arch ISO root file system? Lars, of course, Lars is going to use a customized Arch ISO root file system.sh, and so on. Now this video is for the guys that are interested in Carli, right? So the Arch ISO, how to build an ISO. For the normal users, I mean, this is just going to be way too much. It's if you want to dig deep into how to build an ISO, then this is good material. It can be fun to read what other people do. All right, have fun, carry out the passion, and carry out the good word of ArcoLinux. Cheers.